What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling great today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, shares, donations. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space, so cleansed. Gems, plentiful. Just good vibrations all around here, Cancer. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that energy with that Aquarius energy this weekend. But now the moon is going void of course today at, she went early, void, depending on when you're watching this, she went void of course early at about 4:19, and that's going to be Central Time. And then she moved into Pisces at about 11:35 in the afternoon. And with the moon being in Pisces, your emotions are feeling, a little more idealistic. Your sensitivity is going to be a little heightened, and the ability to kind of feel deeply and more compassionately is kind of in the mix here. It's a very kind of dreamy moon type of energies. I like the moon in Pisces. And we're also still kind of in that new super moon phase. So, this is a perfect time. We've had some chance to maybe do some brainstorm and get some innovative ideas with the Aquarius energy. And now we can kind of take that dreamy moon of Pisces, that imaginative energy, and kind of add maybe some details, maybe add some flair to it. And then, kind of bring that down to life here. So, play around with that energy as you will, Cancer. And then lastly, busting out a new deck for you, because that's just for the occasion, I spoil you, Cancer. But this is the Wandering Moon Tarot deck. And I've included a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into your first card, which is going to be the general energy of the day. So Higher Self, what's the general energy looking like for Cancer today? Let's see what's cooking on this new cycle here in Pisces. Yeah? Okay. Interesting. You got the Queen of Stars in reverse here, Cancer. And the Queen of Stars is the Queen of Pentacles in traditional decks. And I feel like with her popping up in reverse here, maybe we're at this place right now where some of us, maybe we're not feeling as resourceful, because the Queen of Stars, she's the type that people would kind of look at her and think like, my goodness, how is she so lucky? And it's just because she knows how to work with the energies to kind of make that magic happen. So maybe some of us have been feeling like just the magic hasn't been happening, or maybe we're having like, we're not sure, when I talk about this energies, like as far as like what the seed to get planted, or what to get started, maybe we're having some kind of block right now, maybe we're having troubles kind of thinking creatively here. And I say, Cancer, sometimes it's one of those things, don't force it, it's going to the inspiration will come sometimes if we just sort of like relax, maybe take a step away from it, go about your day. Inspiration will spark up in the most random places. It's kind of like when you start, like, when you lose, let's say, for example, like your phone or stuff. Oh, no, maybe not your phone, like your keys. And you go, you put it in an obscure spot, and it's just like, where could I find that thing? And then you find it in it's in like the refrigerator or something. And who knows? Maybe you'll see the keys next to the milk, and then that'll inspire this, and then creativity is crazy like that, Cancer. But stay with me. My whole point is that if we have been feeling, like that writer's block or that creativity block, I just feel like it's one of those things that the biggest way to keep building on frustration is to force this thing. Really, if it's when the time and the energies, make sense, Higher Self is going to set you up for success there, Cancer, believe it. But it's just, sometimes it just may not be the time to make that big move yet. But when Cancer, your high priestess senses are gonna start tingling there. So trust that, it may, and believe me. I get it right now, when we're trying to get some stuff off the ground here, it's just like, I want to know. Stay calm, Cancer. It's coming. I believe it. You know what? Let's see how we can work with the energies. That's going to be the next couple of cards. So higher self. What are some ways we can work with this Queen of Stars? We might be feeling a little uninspired right now, but let's see, maybe we can find some ways to kind of to get this Queen of Pentacles back to manifesting here. Let's see how we can work with this energy here, Cancer. Oh, yeah, okay. Interesting. You got the Knight of Wands here, Cancer. And that's what I was kind of talking about with this thing. I feel like it's time to maybe slow down a little bit, because with the Knight of Wands in reverse, I feel like the Knight of Wands is like considered the fastest moving knight of the deck, at least in my opinion. He's got like in another deck that I have, he's just all fire in his chart all day. And sometimes, when we're trying to achieve something, we're trying to get this thing off the ground here, it's like, we force it. And the thing with that, if we keep trying to force this thing, that's, expending your energy like that, that's going to be the quickest way to end up in a hangman situation, where where the higher self is just like, I appreciate you enthusiasm, but hey, let's maybe, because maybe too, maybe however you're approaching it, maybe it's not the fact that that's like not the right idea, or if you can't figure out how to get this thing off the ground, maybe it's just like coming at it from a different approach. Maybe even finding some people as a sounding board, because the court cards, like the knights, queens, kings, pages, they can also represent people. So maybe it's finding some people who can like embody this energy here. That Queen of Pentacles, someone who you consider who's resourceful. Maybe you can kind of pick their brain or something along those lines. Maybe someone who you see, like, again, maybe with this Knight of Wands, who's the type that's like, as soon as they know what they want, they can just manifest that stuff like crazy. So it could be too, maybe we need to bounce some ideas off of people. This is, with that new supermoon, when it started in Aquarius, I had mentioned that Aquarius energy is all about that. One of the things is that they're about networking. And, so I feel like maybe we need to tap into that type of side of us too. And, that may be feeling, you may be feeling where there's a struggle too, because sometimes I feel like with the moon in Pisces, this energy can kind of be more kind of an introspective type of time, just because you may be sort of like kind of lost in your head a little bit, and not that you're like daydreaming or anything. It's just like, the energies are a little more kind of like fanciful, or there's a better word, or kind of like mystical. So we may be kind of more introspective right now. So I feel like, maybe it's time, just during this time, just sort of be with that stuff here and allow the inspiration to come to you naturally. And then maybe once that moon kind of moves over into Aries here in a couple days, it'll be just like oh, there it is. And then all of this stuff's going to line up here. And then we're just going to go out there and get it, Cancer. So just something to keep in mind there. Let's get to your next card. Let's see what are some other ways we can work with this energy here. So higher self. Ooh, get up there, Knight. What are some other ways that Cancer can work with this energy at this time? Let's see. Oh, don't do that, Cancer. See what I mean? When you try to force this thing, it becomes a hot mess. But hold on. Let's see. Let's see how else we can kind of work with this energy here, Cancer. Nice. You got the Four of Stars here, Cancer. And with the Four of Stars, that's interesting, because I feel like maybe it's about, I feel like it's kind of where I was talking about with this Knight here. I feel like it's time to maybe for us to maybe kind of pause for just a hot second, kind of save your reserves, your energy, because I feel like right now it may not, for some, may not be the time to, or at least the energies may not be lined up right now to pursue this next goal that you're setting up. Maybe there's some like extra tools that you may need. Maybe it's like, let's say for example, if we're trying to learn like a new skill or something like that. Maybe we need to do a little more studying up. Maybe we thought we had this thing, but there's just like a couple little extra puzzle pieces that we may be missing there. So again, Cancer, I feel like patience might be the name of the game, at least for right now, because the if I'm remembering correctly, the Four of Stars is Mars. Oh goodness, it's going to come to me in a minute. It's one of Capricorn's cards. But that whole thing to say, just when I think about even like Capricorn energy, it's just like the energy is going to come. They're the types that once they set their hearts to something, they're going to go out and get it. But it's just like, what is that thing, and when does it make sense? They're going to be very practical. Both of these cards are Capricorn energy here, so I feel like maybe that could be another thing too. Maybe it's that where your imagination is great, but it's just like we need to start from a more practical standpoint before we can expand into that, like the real, like kind of bigger stuff here. Lay down a real good foundation first, because I feel like if we were just sort of jump off this thing, it might be a little precarious when you're going to start this thing. So I feel like Cancer, just right now, maybe keep your energy in reserves. Just kind of sit back and sort of just maybe do some meditation with this energy here, because the moon is doing I know this is gonna be, I'll talk about this a little more tomorrow, but she's like, it's like back to back, like void of course stuff here going on, Cancer. So I feel like maybe this is just a time, it's just like lot of introspection going on here, so just something to think about. Now let's get to the next couple cards, which are going to be some challenges, as if, what we didn't start off with was a challenge in itself. But let's see what are some things that may get in the way of tapping into this Queen of Stars energy. So higher self, what are some challenges that Cancer may face with this energy at this time? Let's see what's going on there, Cancer. Yeah, okay. Interesting. You got the Ace of Swords here, Cancer, and this is what I was talking about. I feel like right now we're missing a piece right now. I feel like it's just the signs haven't been presented to you yet, because when the aces, for me, one, they can be like the seeds that we're planting, but two, these are kind of the things that like higher self presents us, like when energetically things make sense, that epiphany comes, and it's like, it's one of those things, it's like it's not like you don't plan for those kind of things to come, but most of the time, like, inspiration can come in like the shower, it could come when you're on like in the grocery store, maybe while you're going on a walk. It's just gonna be one of those things, who knows where your head might be at, and then it's just like, oh my goodness, that's how I Queen of Pentacles. Let's go out there, and then next thing you know, it's like you're typing out all these ideas, and then everything is starting to line up, and everything's going to get upright here, Cancer. But I feel like just right now, I'm getting that maybe it's not quite the time. Just for some, if we've been meeting this like just resistance. And keep in mind too, Cancer, I don't know if I had said this, but I feel like it doesn't mean that opportunities are never going to come or that you're going to miss your chance. It's just a matter of when does it make sense for this thing to happen. I hope that makes sense, even though we're lacking this clarity right now. But I feel like it's all going to come with time, Cancer. Just be patient with yourself. It's only a matter of time, because the fact that this stuff is even popping up, I feel like just higher self is just trying to get some final chess pieces kind of moved around on the board here. So let's see what some other things that may kind of get in the way of this energy here. So higher self, what are some other challenges that may come up for Cancer at this time? Let's see. Wait, what else is going on here for you, Cancer? I tell you, new deck, same problems. You would think that it would get mixed up a little bit with the decks, but as you can obviously see, that's not going to happen right now. That's fine. All right, higher self, help me out. Nice. Hey, thanks, higher self. You got the star here. Aquarius's card. And now, oh wait, this is a challenge. So let's calm down a little bit. Listen, Cancer, with the star popping up, and honestly, I feel like even with this. With this being your challenge, like I was still even geeked up, even the fact that it came out. And so I feel like it's just like, I think what potential this thing has, whatever you got planned here. And it's just like, you feel like it's just like right in your grasp here. See how this hand's kind of reaching out here? But Cancer, it's just like, I feel like it's almost like, maybe there's something where I feel like it's almost like higher self is like almost asking you to meet you halfway. Maybe there's something that I just feel like whatever this extra step that we might be missing, it's just something that if we just took a second and just pause, it would just all become kind of clear to us here, because the star is about that potential, And also too, it could be something where maybe when I was talking about, maybe bouncing off some ideas off of some people here, the star card can also be a sign of unexpected help. So it could be just right now, maybe it's just like, the universe is trying to, bring maybe someone into your realm here, maybe a mentor or something along those lines. Or maybe if you're a teacher, could be maybe they're bringing in some students, however that's looking. That's just one example of many, Cancer. But, I feel like, again, it's going to be one of those things. It won't be. You won't need to force it, Cancer. It's all right here. Like it's literally all right here. It's coming. You know what I mean? I know when we're in it, it may not feel like it right now. It might sound like just like someone, like, oh, he's just feeding me false hope. No, Cancer, because this is what you're manifesting. This is the energy that you're bringing me. And so just the sign that this is popping up here, keep that beacon going. Think, and two, if we get into this place where we start doubting our abilities, where we're just like, oh, well, maybe this thing isn't for me, how, like, maybe I just have to settle for X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, Cancer, if we do that, thoughts are powerful and thoughts become things. And if we keep painting that reality, then that's what's going to manifest in front of you. But if we kind of shift up the paradigm, it's just like, I'm open to the energies, and I'm patient. I'll be when it's my time. It'll be your time to shine, Cancer. Everyone gets their time to shine here. So again, just something to think about. And I hope that makes sense. Now let's get to your last card, which is just going to be some advice. So higher self, what's some advice that we got for Cancer? Let's see how we can maybe kind of uplift this mood a little bit, because I do, Cancer. I get it. If we're looking for inspiration, I can see where that's it can be frustrating at times. But let's see what higher self's got to think about this. Interesting. What are you? You're the king of moons in reverse. And you know what? Let's switch back over. I don't know if you even actually heard me. This is the king of moons in reverse, and that's the king of cups. And I feel like right now, we're in this place of because the king of moons, he's the type that it's Pisces energy. He's the type that look at you sewing. And see, before I even get into that, Cancer, you see how things are lining up already. This is what I'm talking about, because it's like you got the star card. We just got out of the moon in Aquarius here. Now we're in Pisces. We got all this Pisces energy here. So, I feel like if it's got you in this place of where it's just like, it's where we're just kind of feeling out of whack, where it feels like our head and our heart aren't kind of lined up, or, whatever that's looking like for you. I just think that it would benefit, taking time, when I think about when I talk about like the moon being void of course, the void of course is a good time for like recharging and meditation. There may be some kind of unexpected changes in plans, it's just like and with it being like these next couple of days are going to be pretty void of course heavy, and they're pretty, like some of them are pretty lengthy ones. So it could be that's why, we had one plan and then things change, it's just how that energetically, how things happen. And sometimes too, another thing with the void of course, people are less likely to make decisions. So if we're waiting on someone to make decisions, maybe that could be another thing too, what's kind of slowing this process down here. But I feel like with this king of moons popping up, it's just like, relax a little bit, Cancer. Don't stress yourself out. When you feel sense these feelings coming up, feel them, understand why you're feeling it, and just kind of let that thing go. Just let it wash over you, just like, okay, right. I allowed that space. I get it. Let's pause for a minute and then watch. I just feel like once we really just start to relax and just like allow the energies to kind of work, and you'll just start instinctually just knowing what to do. It's really is kind of, it's just incredible, Cancer. But it's just trusting that higher self has got your back. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. So if you like that, give it a thumbs up. Share this thing, Cancer. If someone, because I do, believe me, I get it. If we're kind of struggling with this thing, with inspiration and whatnot, that can be tough. So, share this thing. Let's raise that vibration. What else are we doing? Subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified. You would think I'd know what we were doing, how many times I do this. But subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each day. I am getting so better about getting all up on Facebook. See, if you manifest it enough, it's going to start doing it. That's why I keep saying that. we're all in this together, Cancer. And then lastly, I'm assuming you're here because you checked your moon, your sun. But if not, check your sun and your moon and your rising. Those are your main three. Get started with those. But eventually we want to check our chart chart, because there could be inspiration in there too, Cancer. But then go check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. You know, I do weekly videos with different monthly themes. It's a good old time, and all of that stuff is in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card so I can get you out of here and get your Wheel of Fortune, because look, didn't I tell you it's coming? Bam, there it is. See? We trusted, and now everything is fantastic, Cancer. So thank you, Wheel of Fortune. This is going to be a good cycle here, Cancer. I feel it, absolutely. So you know what? Let's go out there and meditate a little bit and be patient and relax, you know. Just kick back and chill, you know. It's right around the corner. So I'll leave that there. Stay safe out there. And where's the moon at? Over here. Keep eyes on the moon, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.